Infinite tokens, infinite card draw, infinite mana, this entire combo, and this entire deck, all for under 10 bucks. Welcome to Bangers on a Budget, the series where we build God-tier Commander decks for poverty-tier prices. If you're tired of sitting across from $500 mana bases and want to make your pod cry using absolute spare change, you are in the right place. Today we are diving into Azorius Blink with our boy Abdel Adrian, Gorion's ward, and his background, Candlekeep Sage. So why this weird Baldur's Gate duo? It all comes down to breaking the enter the battlefield mechanics. First, you have Abdel Adrian. He's a 5-mana machine. When he enters the battlefield, he gobbles up, exiles, any number of your other non-land permanents until he leaves. And for every single permanent he eats, you get a 1/1 soldier token. Nice and simple. But he doesn't work alone. We pair him with the blue background, Candlekeep Sage. This turns Abdel into a massive draw engine, because whenever he enters or leaves the battlefield, you draw a card. Here is where the math gets stupid. Every time you blink Abdel, meaning you exile him and bring him right back, he leaves the board. You draw a card. All the mana rocks and creatures he was hiding instantly come back, untapping and triggering their own effects. Then, Abdel immediately re-enters. You draw another card, he gobbles everything back up, and spits out a fresh army of 1/1s. It is a self-sustaining value engine that turns cheap, bulk bin cards into an absolute nightmare. Alright, now for the main event. How do we take this engine and go infinite for the cost of a McDouble? Enter our combo pieces, Ghostly Flicker, and any creature that grabs an instant from our graveyard, like Archaeomancer or Mnemonic Wall. Here is the setup. You have Abdel on the board, and tucked underneath him in exile, you have your Archaeomancer and enough mana rocks to tap for 3 mana, at least one of them being blue. You cast Ghostly Flicker, targeting Abdel and literally whatever else. Abdel gets blinked, leaving the battlefield. Boom. Candlekeep Sage triggers, you draw a card. Since Abdel left, all the stuff he was hiding drops back onto the board. Your mana rocks come in untapped. Your Archaeomancer enters, triggering its ability to grab Ghostly Flicker right out of the graveyard and put it back into your hand. Then, Abdel immediately re-enters. Boom. Candlekeep Sage triggers again, draw another card. Abdel's ability triggers, eating the mana rocks and the Archaeomancer again, creating a fresh batch of 1/1 soldier tokens. You then tap those rocks for 3 mana, cast Ghostly Flicker from your hand, and do the exact same thing again. You loop this infinitely. You make infinite 1/1 soldiers. You draw your entire deck. And if you have rocks that tap for more than 3 mana, you make infinite mana. At this point, the table usually just picks up their cards and goes outside for a smoke break. So we've got the engine, and we've got the infinite combo. But what about the rest of the 99? To keep this under 10 bucks, we have to be ruthlessly efficient with our support cards. First up, Decanter of Endless Water. Since our entire game plan involves drawing half our deck in one turn, the absolute last thing we want to do is discard it all at the cleanup step. Decanter ramps us and gives us no maximum hand size. It's an absolute necessity. Next is Liquimetal Torque. On paper, it's just a cheap 2-mana rock, but its ability to turn any non-land permanent into an artifact is secretly busted. If an opponent drops a massive threat we can't normally deal with, we just turn it into a toaster with the torque, and then blow it up with our cheap artifact removal. Finally, you need protection. The second your pod realizes you're playing an Azorius combo deck, you become public enemy number 1. So we're packing dirt cheap interaction like Negate, Dispel, and Turnaside strictly to protect Abdel. Because if Abdel sticks to the board, the game is ours. That is the $10 Azorius Blink Menace in a nutshell. The full Moxfield link to this exact list is down in the description, so you can copy it and ruin your own friendships. If you want to see more God-tier decks for poverty-tier prices, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment down below letting me know which commander you want to see get the bangers on a budget treatment next. Until next time, keep your sleeves cheap and your combos dirty. Bye!